Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited. Let's go. Let's jump right into this. Today's class we're doing creating characters, and it's gonna be a lot of fun because I know a lot of you guys are already making characters for your stories, and it should be a lot of fun. So let's get started. Here we go. And first, we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys our morning game plan. For those of you that are new, welcome. I like to go over what we're going to cover today in class. So today we're going to do our art review in the morning. Then we're going to do our quote of the day. Then we're going to do some morning mindfulness. Then we're going to do a reference, which is like a drawing. It's like a hint to what we're going to draw. Then we're going to do a karate break. Then we're going to create, which is another drawing hint. And then we're going to do a challenge of the day. And then I will send you guys off. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited. So let's just do it. Now, our art review, all I got from last episode, was Hadassah's amazing drawing of Uncle Iroh and Momo sharing a cup of tea. It's really good. Momo's upset because he'd rather be playing in the forest with his friends. So, did you create that Hadassah because Momo didn't come out the way, did you plan on him looking upset, or was that like a happy accident kind of thing? And all good guys who are just showing up now. Welcome. If you guys want to submit your artwork to me, just send it in to noahfontana@gmail.com, or you can follow me on Instagram and you can send it to me through the DMs like that, or you can just tag me in it. My hashtag or my username is @teacher.noah. So make sure you include the little dot in between teacher and Noah, or else it won't go to me. It'll go to some random kid that has my name. It's just teacher Noah, which is annoying. Okay, that's what I figured. I think I remember you saying that as we were drawing it, so that's why I thought that. Our artist for the week and our quote of the day is from Floyd Norman. Floyd is actually still alive, very much alive, and he comes to the CTN expos and events all the time. So if you guys ever come to like the CTN Animation Expo in November, you could very easily meet him and his wife, and they are very lovely and very charming. Last year, I was helping out with our Breakfast with the Pros, which is where you get to have breakfast at the Marriott Hotel in downtown Burbank, or in Burbank, and it was really cool because I got to since I was helping out and stuff, I got to talk to them a little bit while we were getting things set up and everything, and I got to chat with him and his wife, and they were very nice people. So definitely keep an eye out for that when that happens. And Floyd is one of Disney's first African American animators, and is still working there today, like we said, which is really cool because at that time it was not as easy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy now, but it wasn't. It was even harder, I guess, to get jobs in animation, and if you were black, and it was a hot mess, and so it was really impressive that he was able to do that. And he's still working there to this day. He's worked on films like Mulan, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Toy Story 2, amongst many others. And this is a young version of him right there working, it looks like on a Donald Duck sketch. And then over there, that's more what he looks like now. Yeah, really cool. And he said, I was a comic book writer even when I was 5 or 6 years old, and I would just make up stories because I thought it was fun. And I think that was just a really nice way to look at your quote. I've talked to a lot of artists about this, and they have similar approaches where they go through their whole career, they're doing a bunch of different cool stuff, and then they don't feel as satisfied with what they're doing, and then they realize that they need to go back to their roots, to what they enjoyed doing just as a kid. So what you guys are doing right now is perfect because as long as you're enjoying it, because that's why you should be creating art, and that's why you should always be creating art. You shouldn't be creating art because of needing to get the job or work or anything like that. I feel like there's always a way to do some of the work that you really enjoy doing, and that's the way that you're going to really shine and show your talents and your skills and your uniqueness, is by doing the stuff that makes you happy to do. So as we take a moment to breathe in and out, in and out. I want you to close your eyes and think about a moment. Think about what you like best about drawing characters. So you can write it in the comments if you want, or you can just keep your eyes closed and breathe out. Okay? So what do you guys like best about creating characters? Now, Floyd reminds us that sometimes we should stick close to our roots and simply do what's always made us happy. It's easy to get caught up in doing art for other reasons and leave us worn out, or drained. But we can always start over and get back to what makes us happiest, most, and content. Now, as we move forward to the next portion of class, I challenge us to remember the reasons why we started drawing in the first place and try to tap into those reasons again. So, if you guys can, what are you guys even talking about in the comments? You guys are like very loud today in the comments. I like it. If you guys can do that, remember why you did drawing in the first place, because sometimes drawing gets frustrating and annoying, and I think it's because we kind of forget why we're doing it, and we start doing it for other reasons. So yeah, so let's just do that as we walk into our class. Our first portion of the class, the first half, is called reference. Okay, now reference is always a good way to start when we're drawing. Now, for the next couple weeks, I'm using suggestions that I've written down that you guys gave me. So somebody had suggested Big Nate. I forget who it was, but somebody had suggested that they wanted to draw Big Nate. So we're going to draw Big Nate, and we're going to break him down to some basic shapes, and then we're going to come up with our own characters. Okay. So I don't know much about Big Nate, but let's see. I know that we can easily break this guy down into some simple shapes, just like I've been teaching you guys how to do. Okay, so let's start with his head. There we go. This is how you can break down pretty much any character. Okay, and for the spikes, since they almost look like they're all about the same as spike length, we can even create a curve around his head like this. And that way, when we make the spikes, they can all fit inside that curve. There we go, like that. All right, maybe it wasn't you guys that suggested it. Maybe it was a different student. But don't worry, we're also going to do one other character. Okay. Give them almost like a box shape. We can make these triangles. Just really breaking them down to simple shapes. There we go. And remember, this is supposed to be the super sketchy phase. If you're using just if you're using just paper and pencil, this is where you would draw really lightly with a pencil, because then what I do next is I lighten the opacity and I create another layer. This is going to be our inking layer right here. So watch. And we can go over it and ink. So if you're using like a pencil, you can use either a pen to go over it again, and then you can erase the pencil lines, or you can just go over darker with the pencil if you don't want to clean it up and you like all the sketchy lines. And even if you don't care for this character, or you're, because I see some of you guys are saying that, this could be a good warm-up sketch for us. So we'll be done in just a second. There we go. Almost done with the hair. And really all I'm doing right now is just tracing over the shapes that I've done already. Okay. I knew you guys were going to see that. I was just waiting for somebody to comment on that. Alright, let's see. Oof, that was not nice shit. That's a little better. Okay. Alright. Oh, it looks like when I was doing that sketch, I didn't pay attention to the fact that his sleeve goes up to his chin, like right here. It goes past his chin, so mine's not doing that. That's okay. He's got a very like classic style, the way they shaded him with those lines. It's like a very classic cartooning style. I don't like it. I haven't drawn like that in a while. Because Big Nate and Calvin Hobbes, nice. Do you like Calvin Hobbes? Is that why you think that you're like are kind of subconsciously tapping into his style? Even this is like good practice for hands because they did actually do the hands pretty good right here. Go. And his shoes. Alright, almost done. He's got the legs cuffed up like that, and then I don't know why they drew these stripes on his pants like that. It's interesting. Alright. This Calvin Hobbes. You're the biggest Calvin Hobbes gan? Wow. um, you know what's funny? When they when animators first started doing the four finger thing, um, they did it because it took them so much longer to animate five fingers. Because you have to move each finger, you know, when they're doing like a dance or something like that. And so just drawing the extra fifth finger, they would actually, they were just like, that's just going to take us like way too long. And if you remove one finger, you just have the three fingers like that and one thumb. That actually, you, for the most part in animation, you don't even notice it. And so that's why they did it, because they were trying to find a shortcut because they were running out of time. So if you ever think that you're doing something and it's like a cheat or a shortcut or something, people do that all the time in the professional world. They literally, like, I even had a professor one time that told me that he was like, the things that you do that you're like bad at drawing, or that, and that you find like cheats to draw, he goes, that becomes your style. So instead of just trying to like feel like you have to do everything perfectly and you have to be good at drawing everything, you can find your cheats, the style, and okay, something's weird with the proportions of his head, but we're gonna move on. We're gonna leave it as our next sketch is gonna be Gumball. I did not know a lot about Gumball before I started doing some research, but he actually sounds like a really interesting character. that I would like to get to know a little bit more. So I'm going to have to try to do that. Oops. Excuse me. It says picketer calls because I'm from Jersey, so that's why that was from Jersey. Um, but yeah. Um, yes, Gumball seems like a really interesting, fun character. I kind of like how they mix medium. I did that in my senior thesis where I mixed three-dimensional stuff with two-dimensional drawings. Um, but yeah, so let's just draw a gumball. So we're just going to break them down into the basic shapes. There we go. Did you know that at first Gumball was going to be a dog, and then at first, when they decided that he was going to be a cat, he's actually going to be a black cat because they felt like that matched with his character and his personality. Do you guys watch this show at all? I think she was saying drawing hands was not for her. Maybe. There we go. I think I'm going to use, when I go to the inking part, I'm going to use this brush, the the Jasinski ink. I've been pronouncing that wrong in my head for this whole time. But yeah, that's really good line width for keeping them all looking the same. Okay. For his body, we can just kind of cut it right like this. There we go. And remember, all these things get made a lot easier when we just use simple shapes. So even for the hands, we'll create like a circle. His tail gets a little bit bigger at the bottom, so we'll do that. Okay. Oh yeah, Hadassah, check it out. We did do an episode on drawing hands, and you can check it out for sure. We have a whole playlist. I have a playlist on my YouTube channel too. You can check it out, or you can just look right here and just look at our previous episodes, and you can watch all of them if you want. All right, here we go. So now this line is going to keep it nice and sleek. So let's draw. And I'm using the feature on Procreate where you can make a perfect circle. But if you're drawing on paper, you could also do that by just tracing a circle around a cup, like around the circle of the bottom of a cup. So you put the cup on the page and you just trace around it with your hand like this, not with your hand. Okay, gotcha. So you came on pretty, a good amount of episodes in. Oh. Okay. Oh no, I messed up with that. Okay, let's do this. If you are drawing on Procreate, the trick for this one is you just gotta draw your line and then hold it in that spot until it snaps in. You can do that for drawing straight lines or for shapes like circles. And then if you want to make it a perfect circle, because sometimes when you draw a circle, it'll think it's an oval. To make it a perfect circle, then you press down with your other finger and you hold down on both, and then it'll snap it in and make it a perfect circle. So for example, let's say I drew that, right? Now this isn't a perfect circle, so if I use my other finger and I push it down the screen, it snaps it like this. Okay. And we could also drag the color into the eyes like that and color that way, which will be nice because this guy will definitely be able to do that for. And their lines are very, very clean. I'm not going to worry about that too much because, let's see. You guys are funny. All right. And drawing the little whiskers. And maybe somebody wasn't good at drawing whiskers, so then they just drew them as lines on the face like this guy. And then that's kind of how they created this style. You guys are intense in the chat today. Where did all this energy come from? Okay, so here's something that you probably haven't learned yet. So if you look right here, right? So where I drew this line right here, it leads straight up to this point, and this creates like an intersection. And when you're drawing, those aren't really great because then it draws the eye in unnecessarily, because we don't need to draw the eye into that part of his pants. So it's a better spot to have his pant connect to either here or, let me see, or have it right here like that, just slightly off, so that it's not connecting with that line right there. And whenever that happens in your drawing, and it happens a lot more, and you'll probably notice it a lot more, where it's like you'll draw a line, so instead of me drawing this arm shape like this, where it draws straight down into his body like that, you can overlap it a little bit. That gives it a little bit more pleasing, and it doesn't draw your eye to that section, because you want your viewers to look at the entire character and not just one part of your character, usually. If you want to do that on purpose, then that's another story. But yeah, just try to keep that in mind when you're drawing. Watch out for those tangents, is what they call them. And you can see there's lots of notes online about how to avoid those. So for example, right here, again, if you look, they avoided both tangents. This line right here doesn't exactly connect, and and this line right here doesn't connect with the finger. Now, if I were to do it and mess it up, I would draw the line straight out of the finger like this and straight into the finger. And if you look, that kind of looks weird now. Now it looks like it's a weird part of the finger. So instead what we'll do is we'll have one side come like this and one side come like that. And last thing, I put it right there because if we make the tail go right into the center, that creates a tangent right here. And we don't want that. So we want this to come just like that. Oops, there we go. That's definitely helped me with a lot of designs, and I do that all the time. And it's just something that keeps on coming up, and you just keep on. All you have to do is just do a little tweak, and then it fixes it, and it makes your design look a lot better. Although most people wouldn't even notice it. These are funny. All right. So we're gonna hide this layer. We're going to create another layer underneath it for color. And then we're going to use this one as a clipping mask. So all you do is select it as a clipping, oops, nope, not a clipping mask. I think this is a reference is what we want it to be. Now let's try that. Perfect. Now we can fill up the color on a different layer. So we're not drawing it on the same layer as the inking. And I am really impressed with Procreate's ability to know where I want to drop the color into. Oops, except for, as I say that, of course, I jinx it. And if you look, the reason I filled up the entire line was because there's this tiny little gap right there. So let me fix that right there. Boom. And now I won't do that anymore. Oh, I'm right here too. Voila. There we go. It's a little off. It's a little unique, a little different, but I like it. Okay. We're going to take a break right now, and let's do some karate. Are you guys up for it? Are you guys ready to lose at Sensei Says? Let's do it. This morning has been intense. What are you guys talking about? People working for Darth Vader? It's crazy. Okay. Let's do some Sensei Says. Ready? Here we go. All right. Let's start off with a stretch. Okay, stretch your arm like this. Good. Stretch your arm like that. Good. Stretch your wrist like this. Stretch your wrist like that. Good. Stretch your arm behind your head like this and pull down your elbow. That. Stretch your other arm like this and pull down your elbow. Good. Drink some water. All right. And here we go. Sensei Says. I got a lot of moves for you guys. Okay. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says shudo. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says shudo. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. All right, round one. That's like wave one. You guys beat it. Very good. But that was pretty easy. I was just getting us warmed up. So let's go. Ready? Here we go. All right. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says parry. Sensei says parry. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says parry. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says down block. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says down block. All right. How do you guys do? Were you able to catch up with all of those? I still said Sensei says for all of those, so it's just a matter of being able to follow it along. Still in. You go slow, teacher. I'm just getting started, Zach. Don't worry. I just want to, ease you guys into it, okay? Make you think that you've got this in the bag when really, papa. Here we go. Ready? Sensei says, okay. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says vertical fist. Vertical fist. Did I get you to do two vertical fists? Let me know. Because I did not say Sensei says. Did anybody get out from that one? What do you mean I never say Sensei says in the beginning? I always say Sensei says at the beginning. Isabella. Okay. Sensei says... Oh, maybe it's because I say it really stretched out. Like I say Sensei says... And then I start. Okay. I don't know why Darth Vader is playing Sensei says, but... Okay, ready. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says shoot do. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says vertical fist. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says rising block. Sensei says horse riding stance. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says cross block. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says right block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says down block. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says shoot go. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says heel palm. Sensei says hammer fist. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says shoot go. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says spear hand. Sensei says ridge hand. Sensei says heel palm. Straight punch. Did I get anybody? Okay. No? Okay. I feel like I definitely got some of you with that one. So let's see. Here we go. Final round. Ready? Whew. Okay, this is where it gets intense. Okay. Okay. Sensei says... Still in. Alright, Zach. Alright, you guys are still in. Until now. Until now. Ready? Sensei says parry. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says middle block. Sensei says straight punch. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back fist. Sensei says front kick. Sensei says side kick. Sensei says back kick. Shoot toe. Alright. Let me know if I got you out on that last round. If not, I will get you next time. Don't even worry about that. This is just a little bit of a more relaxed round still, okay? But for right now, we're going to pause and we're going to go... what are you guys even talking about now? I'm going to pause. Let's go and let's create some new characters. So this is a game that we played way at the beginning. But in this... We're going to try it again, and we're going to do it in a little bit of a new style. Okay, so here we go. This is called the Shape Game. You guys have probably played it before. All you got to do, first off, is to draw some crazy shapes. Now, the only thing is, don't draw circles, don't draw triangles, Don't draw stars. Don't draw hearts. These got to be completely new and organic shapes. They could have straight lines, they could have curves, and they have to connect at the end. Isabella, it's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. It's going to be so epic. I'm just trying to build up the suspense for when I get you out. Okay. So here we go. Let's create some shapes. This. Okay. Some of these shapes I don't love, so I'm going to get rid of them and draw some new shapes. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that's better. Perfect. Okay. Now on top of these shapes, we're going to create some characters. Okay? Yes, we did this in the first class. We're going to add another element to it that we didn't do. So this is just a quick warm-up. That's why we're kind of speeding through this round. All right? So now I'm going to use different colors just so you guys can keep track of like the lines and everything. Cool. All right. Now if you guys see anything in these shapes, call it out and I'll draw it in. Let me number them really quick. Okay? So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. I just technically drew a heart. Oh, is it number 2? You think it's a heart? Okay. So we're going to get by this really quickly. Let me know if you see any shapes. We could even rotate it around and see if you see anything like that. Let's see. This kind of reminds me of like, you'll see in a second. 5 is someone doing a backflip. Okay, cool. Well, you gotta tell me what you see in it. Number 3, and then say what it is. Now it should be okay. 5 is a backflip. Okay, we'll do that. Here we go. I feel like this looks like Baby Yoda in his like hover pod. That's what it reminded me of. All right, you said 5 is somebody doing a backflip. Okay, interesting. Let's try it out. We got to be a little bit more than that, than just a person. What is the person doing? What kind of person? Is the person's head? Is the body? Let me see. Okay, so 5 is a backflip. Okay, let's see. All right, I got you. I got you. Is that what you had in mind? He's like in a robe doing a backflip. There we go. All right, let's see. 8 looks like a person. Sorry, just. 8 looks like a side profile of their head and upper chest. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Oh, I did 8 already. Okay. Tell me one that we haven't done yet. Let's see what else. Oh, really? That's where you saw the head? Oh, that's funny. That's what I kind of like about this too, is that when you guys suggest something, I might see it completely. I might see the same thing, but it might be completely different too. So what else we got? Um, this is definitely something. I mean, this could either be like a face like that, but I kind of like this being like a duck face or something, or maybe it's like a dolphin doctor. I like that. Yeah. What do you guys think of that? The dolphin doctor. Seven looks like a head. Okay, seven is Mario, really? Oh, nice. A dog head. What about here? You guys tell me what number four or three should be, and while you do that, I'm gonna work on number two. That way, I don't draw one that you already guess. Okay. What are four and three? And I'm gonna draw two. Okay, let me see. For two. Two reminds me of like Falcon in Avengers, where he has that like thing that shoots the Red Wing thing. Is in like Captain America: Civil War, I think that he first used it. Like flies still around. Four is an armchair. There we go. Okay, four is an armchair. How do you see that? A mysterious person wearing a mysterious cloak for three. Okay, so let's do it. A mysterious person wearing a mysterious cloak for three. Okay, let's do that. This person's not mysterious looking enough. Here we go. Let's give him a really like. I imagine him looking almost like uh, Gru or that guy from um, Meet the Robinsons. You remember the villain in that one? Goober. Very sneaky. Okay, let's draw the armchair now. Someone's sitting in the armchair on four. Okay, someone's sitting in the armchair on four. How do I see an armchair? Okay, let's see. Okay. It's like a little kid waiting to see a movie. Voila. Okay. All right, we got two more guys. Come on, let's finish it up, and then we can move on. What are you guys doing to this chat? Okay. We got 1 and 6. Can you come up with something for 1 and 6? Okay. Let's see. I think I see one for 6. Hold on. I mean 1. I see. I feel like I've seen like the Pharaoh Queen wear this. Okay. 6 looks like a praying mantis. Bird view of someone on a paddleboard or somewhere. I kind of. Vertical view of someone on a paddleboard or a surfboard. I'm going to go with the praying mantis just because I have no idea how I'm going to do it. Okay, let's see. I'm assuming these would be the eyes. This is 1. Let me be honest, guys. I have not drawn as praying mantis since like ever, so I have no idea if this is actually how their bodies work. I feel like it's close enough, though, right? Maybe not. That's a little bit weird. Okay. What? Yes, I agree on 1. Number 1. Oh, the Egyptian lady. Okay, cool. All right, guys, quick. What's our favorite one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 or 7? I think 7 has the most potential. But if you guys convince me that another one does, maybe I'll change. I think number 7, the dolphin. I think that's where it's at. I think. You just said S. You guessed. Okay. I'm gonna start with 7 just because we don't have that much time left. But if you guys convince me, it looks like the dolphin slapped this. Yeah, he's like, pull yourself together. You're not sick. All right. Okay. While we do that one, here we go. Hold on. So these are some gumball sketches by the actual creators when they were creating the character, and I wanted us to try to do some of our own sketches of this character. Let me see. Get that color again. There we go. You guys like 7. Okay. And so we're going to try to create the similar thing for our character. Oops, not there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to take my sketch from 7. I do like 1 as well, but the only thing is that it's not. I don't feel like it's like as creative in that we haven't seen that before. I'm going to take my sketch of the doctor, and we're going to create a bunch of poses just like this. So now if you guys were playing this game and you guys did your own shapes, which I hope you were doing, then you can also do this with your favorite character, and you can draw them in different poses. So I'm going to, let's see. I'll first try to get the basic general shape. I think see, the head looks like, you can leave the head that, and then the whole body will be this shape. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see. There's one dolphin shape. What are you guys saying? Okay, you guys are funny. Okay. Maybe he's like a doctor scientist kind of dolphin. I forget how the rest of the microscope. Oh, okay, we need like a little stand like this. Okay, kind of like that, right? That's what a microscope looks like. All right. All right. So, for your characters, I want you to try to draw some poses too. We're gonna stop right there, just because it's time, and I'm going to send you guys off with our challenge of the day, which is to create a character that you would like to develop. So today we're just creating characters. I created that dolphin character that we all love, and that's the character that I'm going to be developing for the next class. So for next class, which I will tell you in just a second, we're going to develop it even further. So for right now, submit your drawings to nofontana@gmail.com to be featured on next episode. Also, if you send them to me for next episode, I'll be able to use them and help you work on them with you, with one of your characters. Now, if you want, you can do characters that you've already designed, and we can work on them a little bit further. That's totally cool too, because the things that we're going to do next episode are going to help with that. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to do that right now. I believe I was number 5. Oh, somebody just stole number 4 from me. Let's see. If you want to help support, we have a link down below for donations. And let me know what you guys think I should draw next. And I can definitely teach you guys how to draw something else. Our next episode is going to be character development. So I have here the famous Naruto, and we're going to look about how they developed his character. We're going to learn how to develop your own, and it's going to be really awesome. And this is also something that I have written down that was recommended. So Naruto and Kakashi, I think is how you say his name. Those are both characters that we're going to cover next episode. So I will see you guys on Thursday at 10 a.m. And don't forget to send me your characters so that we can work on them too. Okay. Bye.